Hi, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to use the two tools that I've used to keep track of voice lines in my game and to make sure I catch unlinked dialogue lines before I push a build live. So first we're going to go over find unlinkedaudio.py, and there are three path names here. You want to modify these path names. Well, number one, change it to the location of your RenPy project folder, but number two, change your game name here to the name of your RenPy project. So for me, it's Reaper Trio. Even though my game is called World Without Reason, the project itself is called Reaper Space Trio. So I'm going to put Reaper Trio and save that. The first path is to the dialog.tab file, which you can generate from the RenPy SDK. You have to go to extract dialog. We're going to hit strip text tags from dialog so that it's more readable for us and for the voice actors. Hit continue. RenPy is going to extract dialog. And then we verify that it exists in the base folder, which it does. We double click to preview what it looks like. Basically, there's a few columns here. There's identifier, which is the unique ID of the voice line. Here's the dialogue line, the character that has said this dialogue, where you can find it in the game directory, the line number of the dialogue line, and what type of line it is. So we close out of that, and the second path is the path to the voice folder, which should hold all of your voice lines, like this one.
Recognize me?
I have my voice lines as OGG files. They take up the least amount of space, and they still sound good enough to where you don't notice any distortion. They're named this way because I'm using RenPy's auto voice feature, which allows you to name voice files with the ID of the dialogue line and have them be spoken automatically without having to call the voice line for each line of dialogue. The third path is the output. We're going to call the output voicecheckresults.txt, but you could change it to anything you want. And this is going to output right next to our Python files. So when I save this, and when I double click find unlinked audio, we will see that it generates a text file. And inside the text file, it's currently blank because we don't have any mismatched identifiers. But let's say that for some reason, I say, oh, I made a oopsie. We'll run that again, find unlinked audio, check the text file again, and an audio file with the name Fugazvis is unlinked. So we take a look at what's in this audio file.
You might have won the genetic lottery by having an Olympian for a mother.
And we're going to go to our .tab file. And we're going to search, you may have, so it's, okay. You might have won the genetic lottery by having an Olympian for a mother, and the ID is chapter stupid FFA. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back to the voice folder, and we're going to replace the mismatched identifier with the proper ID. And we're going to run find unlinked audio again, and we're going to check voice results, and again it is blank, so everything is matched properly. The second script is find unvoicedlines.py. Once again, we are going to update your game name goes here with the name of the RenPy project. Reaper Trio, Reaper Trio, Reaper Trio. Save that. And the first path is the same thing. It points to the dialog.tab file. The second path points to the voice folder where you should have all of your voice lines. And the third path points to an output folder. So in this case, I have defined the output folder as character_CSVs. Now this folder has to exist or else the output files do not get generated. If it does not find a directory called character_CSVs, then it will not put the files anywhere. Conversely, if you get rid of character CSVs and you just keep game, it's going to dump everything in the game folder, which is probably not ideal. So we're going to save this, and we're going to double click find unvoiced lines. And what this does is it generates a CSV for every single character in your game. Now, keep in mind that depending on your situation, you can go to this line. It's around line 48, and you can set the characters that you do not want an output file generated for. So in this case, I have narration and centered as characters that will not have voices. So the program knows to not generate CSVs for those characters. But what does a CSV for a character who has missing voiced lines look like? Let's go to player.csv and open that up. So we can see a list of all of their lines that are not voiced. And there's quite a lot. In fact, if I paid for voice actors to voice all of these lines, it would probably cost a sizable amount of money that I do not currently have. If you have a game with full voice acting and you want to make sure that all of the characters' dialogue lines have a corresponding OGG file, then this is the tool that you would use. So for example, the character Popo is fully voiced, and the only dialogue lines that are not voiced are ellipses, and this one is just blank. It's a skip. So I hope you find utility out of these two tools, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below or go to the GitHub page. Happy coding, and I hope you make the RenPy game of your dreams.